Please open your cameras. So last time when we left the class, we were discussing your queries regarding in which direction you should work for your PhD, isn't it? One or two of you were discussing that whether this area is good to explore or not. And for one, I said, yes, that is the best area and you should go ahead with it, isn't it? So
Yes,
today I'm
ma'am.
going to, today I'm just going to give you a very brief idea about the research methodology part, because generally, what all you have studied, but what exactly is research methodology also you should know. Now, when we talk about research, it is nothing but redefining or researching anything, isn't it? That is what is research. Now, when we say research, the steps to be followed, there are 7 steps in which the whole research process comes. If you have to write a small research article, if you have to write a project, if you have to write a research project is there, research article is there, a brief synopsis is there, and finally your whole big thesis is there. So whatsoever you have to do follows very basically simple 7 steps. And those 7 steps are handled in a very successful way. That is presently. Now, topic identification is a very, very big task. Why? Because whole of your research depend upon this topic identification. And if you have made a wrong choice, then everything is in vain. So it has to be a very smart choice, one thing. Secondly, whatever topic you choose, it should be a heated topic and it should further give you returns, as you all are economic student. Return to investment. So it should give at least a return for another 10 to 15 years, because that is going to be your very active career. After that you can learn something new and you can diversify yourself, but for another 10 years you are going to live on your thesis work only. That is what you are going to, what you are investing time and money, and you will fetch results from it. So it should be carried forward at least for another 10 years. As I told you, my PhD on frontier production function, it is still hot because data envelopment analysis and other things are still, very quietly applicable in various arena for finding out the efficiency. It is one of the holistic measure of efficiency. And economic efficiency, which is nothing but allocative efficiency and technical efficiency. Presently we are living in the world where we talk about productivity, and productivity is nothing but managing your resource allocation as well as your technical management. Today, why people after doing engineering or any other allied thing want to do management? Because they want to manage everything efficiently. But managing everything efficiently means there should be zero wastage. And zero wastage means high and high efficient resource allocation. Resource allocation efficiency is very important as everything is very scarce in nature. And secondly, to give 100% or more than 100%. Otherwise, we are living in an arena where on one Google meeting link, 900 people are out of job. So that is the tough competition in which we are living with. So if that is the case, then we have to establish ourselves in such a manner that people, we become an asset to an organization rather than being a liability. सो टॉपिक जो छोटी सी चीज लगती है टॉपिक, वो टॉपिक के पीछे इतनी बड़ी फिलॉसफी छुपी हुई है. So topic identification is something very, very big. And for that, what you should do? Any idea? Do you have any idea that what you should do for Topic selection. Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, literature review.
Yes, very good literature review. That is you. One thing is that you see the things in around your surrounding, and what fascinate you. You can do the research on it. Secondly, you may be wanting to do research. जैसे होता है किसी किसी के मन में होता है कि मैं इसमें काम करूंगा ही, चाहे किसी को अच्छा लगे बुरा लगे, मैं इस एरिया में एक्सप्लोर करूंगा. That could be the another way of working. And the third way, if people are not doing these two ways, then they should rely on review of literature. Now in review of literature, you first and foremost thing is you can go to the broader area. For you all, the broader area is economics. Now from economics, there are various branches. You have to explore those branches. In that branches, you have to see what things you can take ahead and what you cannot. Because in economics, there are two ways. Either you do research in applied or economics, or you go for fundamental economics. Now, fundamental building up theories is a very Herculean task. So today we see that most of the students are working on what? On the applied models. They are basically whatever research we are calling carrying out these days is nothing but the applied research. So applied research is basically what every student is doing these days. And for that reason, we are not having very good research work, at least a good level of research work. Because even in the applied side, people are focusing only on data, not on quality data, but rather the quantity of data or the availability of data. Then no good methodologies are used, because most of the economics students shrug away from using mathematical tools and technique or statistical tools and technique, which can fetch you good applied results. Hence, the researches which are coming out are very undergrade. We don't grade them at a very high ranking. So somewhere you should think that while you are making a choice of a topic, whether you will get quality data for it, whether the data availability is there, and if you are getting quality data, if you are having availability of that data, then please use some good tools and techniques so that you can come out with some good predictive analysis or some optimization technique, so that you can suggest some good recommend some good policy measures. That should be the objective. So that is what we do in identifying our topic, which is the first step. Now, the second step, as you all told, is generally the chapter or the part we do is that is review of literature. But yes, I always recommend that review of literature should be your first step to narrow down your search for the topic. And when you are doing that review of literature, you do gap analysis. How much work in this area is done? How much has not been explored? What you feel are the lacunas in the work done in this area? Blah, blah, blah. That is called gap analysis. And most of the good researches emerges from these gap analysis. So gap analysis is a very, very, very important tool. And everyone should do gap analysis. Gap analysis facilitate you to do good research work. Moreover, to identify the roadmap, also this gap analysis is very important. So, review of literature should be supported with gap analysis, and this should give you the objectives of your research. No research can be carried out without the objectives. So, objectives of the research are very important. I don't suggest to have number of objectives, because listing 10 objectives and then not fulfilling it, one overlapping other doesn't carry any weight. If you are just narrow down yourself to 5 and 6 good objective, 4, 5, 6, anything, then also you can do a very, very good and quality research. So identification of objective is very important, and framing of this objective comes from your title. Suppose your title is Impact Analysis of Namami Gange Project. I'm just citing an example because Namami Gange project is very near to the heart of the Prime Minister, and an impact analysis is very important. Now, when you are defining a title, you have used the word impact. Now, the word impact emphasizes that you should use some cause and effect relationship. Causal relationship should be there. Impact of Namami Gange project. Impact is the outcome. Outcome is your dependent variable. And there are number of factors which are going to give that impact. One will be government implementation machinery. Second will be the chemical pollutants or the dispollutant you are using, the methods to dispollute you are using, maybe some stringent laws you are going to implement, that this is going to this zone, no one is allowed to throw anything in this zone. So there can be n number of parameters which act as independent variable. So ultimately, when you are assessing and impact analysis of Ujjwala Yojana. Now, impact assessment of Ujjwala Yojana means what? How this project has been there, whether affordability of this project is there, whether reliability of is there, and above all, the impact is that it is going to reduce pollution. That is positive because you are not going to cut wood fuel for it. You are not going to use charcoal fuel for it. The additional advantage will be the health of women in the rural area or the area where they are using these fuels. हेल्थ में भी सबसे ज्यादा उनकी आंखों की बीमारी होती है एंड लंग्स, एस्थमा होता है या कैटरैक्ट और इन सब की बीमारी होती है. सो दोज आर द इम्पैक्ट यू आर गोइंग टू एसेस. So whenever we do the impact assessment of anything, then we use causal relation. That is what we should do. It is we are exploring. So exploratory design along with causal designs are to be. So the third step in research methodology is choosing your research design. When I say research design, basically the broad category of research design is formal research design and informal research design. And another is exploratory research design, descriptive research design, and cause and effect research design. So we have to mention in research methodology chapter that whether we are having a descriptive research, if we are talking that oil prices, because of oil prices, we are having high inflation, high wholesale price index, and other things. So this is what you are describing in phenomena, and you are doing descriptive research. If you are going to explore whether this what is the economic impact of COVID-19 or how COVID-19 is shattering our economy, that is exploratory research. Whatever vaccine we are searching for COVID-19 is an exploratory research. And when we have to find the effect. Now, what if you have to establish that COVID-19 is a virus disease? It is still not going to end because of the number of mutation going. Now, if you want to know what will be the effect of fourth wave on humans of COVID-19 mutation of a new variant, which is emerging as Delta Cron. Okay, Delta Cron is a new virus which is emerging, and we know that fourth wave will be dominated by this mutant. People are saying that the mutation is fatal. One that it will spread very largely, as it is happening in China. Shanghai is having a very strict lockdown. Apart from having the property of over multiplication of Omicron, it also have the property of Delta, which was more fatal. So if it is fatal also and it is a spreader also, then it could be create havoc. So if we have to explore this type of relationship, then obviously we have no other way but to think of causal design, causal research design. That is how we categorize research design. Another is formal research design and informal research design. For informal research design, we have before and after research design. That is before COVID 19 and after COVID 19, the health condition of an individual. Those who have suffered from COVID 19, whether their general health condition remains same pre COVID or post COVID. If you have to explore something like that, generally we use T test in this, and these type of research design are before and after research design. So we cater these before and after research design. उसके बाद होती है before and after with control design, in which we make a control. It is very important to have control, especially in biological sciences. Control has a very important thing. But in social science also we have control, because control, without, you're not putting anything. Suppose you want to see the effect of Ujjwala Yojana, so you have you have chosen a group which are beneficiary of Ujjwala Yojana, and there can be another group who are using gas fuels, and you want to see what is the difference between the two. So that is, before and after with control research design. And if I talk of the formal research design, then we have randomized block design, completely randomized block design, Latin square design, factorial designs, response surface design. There is whole series of statistical designs which are used and which give very, very highly efficient research. So you can go with it and you can explore those type of research design. Now, research design is followed by sampling framework. Now, when you have decided your hypothesis, sorry, when you have decided your objective, simultaneously you decide your hypothesis also. कोई भी रिसर्च हाइपोथेसिस हम ऑब्जेक्टिव से बनाते हैं. अगर हमारे 5 ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होते हैं तो जनरली हमारी 3-4 हाइपोथेसिस हो जाती है जो हमें प्रूव करनी होती है. कभी कभी हम लोग की 10-15 हाइपोथेसिस भी हो at how many number of hypotheses we are going to. It all depends upon the objective type of study and type of data we are having, that how many research hypotheses we will be framed. But yes, these hypotheses and objective together comes from our sampling framework. Which type of data you will use, what are the sampling methodologies you will use. Sampling methodologies are very important. There are probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling yields very good results, but non-probability sampling give you compromised results. But when we do social science research, we generally go with purposive sampling or judgmental sampling, because we are using human nature and we have to purposely use those things. Suppose you are doing research on cancer patient, then obviously your target group will be the patient who are suffering from cancer. Now you cannot do random sampling क्योंकि हर जगह आपको कैंसर पेशेंट नहीं मिल जाएंगे. आप किसी को हॉस्पिटल से हर एक से आप बात नहीं कर सकते, तो आपकी पर्पसिव सैम्पलिंग हो जाती है. कभी कभी हम सैम्पलिंग प्रोबेबिलिटी सैम्पलिंग करते हैं और वो हमारी बहुत डिफरेंट तरह की नॉन प्रोबेबिलिटी में टर्न आउट हो जाती है. नॉन प्रोबेबिलिटी सैम्पलिंग और प्रोबेबिलिटी में टर्न आउट कर लेते हैं, then that is देयर इज वन स्मॉल टेक्निक कॉल्ड स्नोबॉल सैम्पलिंग यूज करते हैं। एक पेपर पढ़ते हैं, उससे 10 रेफरेंसेस हमें मिलते हैं कि नहीं? एक रिसर्च आर्टिकल पढ़ने से तुम्हें 3-4 और रिसर्च आर्टिकल का पता चलता है कि नहीं?
जी मैम।
That is called referral sampling, and this is nothing but snowball sampling. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी सैम्पलिंग हो, नॉन प्रोबेबिलिटी सैम्पलिंग हो, जो भी आपको क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग हम करते हैं जब बंजारों के ग्रुप होते हैं या ट्राइबल्स को हमको करना होता है कैटर, तो वी गो वन विथ क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग, quota sampling. So there are number of simple random sampling everyone would have heard. So there are number of sampling technique, and in this we have to decide which sampling technique we are using, because that sampling technique help us to have data and we have to justify that data. Whenever someone see your thesis, most of the focus goes on sampling technique and data. So sampling framework, choice of sampling technique again is a very important part of research. Once you have the data with it, then you go for using statistical tools and technique. Now, when I say statistical tools and technique, whatever statistics have been used, from descriptive statistics, that is mean, median, mode, variance, correlation, you move to forecasting techniques, that is called predictive analysis, and then sometimes you use optimization technique, that is operation research, linear programming method, for having good optimized results. So these are the tools and techniques which we use for data analysis. Data can be small, data can be big, data can be cross section, data can be time series, data can be panel data, any type of data could be used. So you apply statistical tools and technique. And once you apply statistical tools and technique, you must be needing lots of software. Uh, 50% of the work can easily be done in Excel. I generally make a header file or the base file of data in Excel only. So 50% of my work is done in Excel. Then I can use other like MOS for structural equation modeling, SPSS, R, Python, any other software we can use for data analysis as per our requirement, that which tool we need and which tool we do. After you have done your data analysis, next is you jot down your findings. After jotting down some 30-40 findings, because in thesis we generally have those many of findings. If we are writing a small research paper, then also we have 10-12 findings. Based on that findings, we write a small passage of conclusion. Then, based on those conclusion, we give a small recommendation. We cite our limitation, and then the last, if it is a small research article, you write references. If it is thesis, you write bibliography, and so on. So that is whole research process, and this is the journey which you have to do for your thesis writing also. Now you
Ma'am,
have a, yeah,
ma'am, ma'am, please
बताओ।
explain something about findings.
फाइंडिंग जैसे अब देखो आपने क्या किया, डेटा लिया। सबसे पहले हम डेमोग्राफिक डेटा लेते हैं ना,
जी।
हमने डेमोग्राफिक डेटा लिया और उसको एनालाइज किया, ठीक है, चाहे चार्ट्स बनाए चाहे ग्राफ बनाए, और हमको पता चल गया। अब हमारी फाइंडिंग्स में क्या हुआ, that my data has this much of demographic divide, this much data comes from this place, this much are literate, this much are have government occupation, this much have average family income like this, the highest income is this, the lowest income is this much comes from BPL family. These are all my findings,
ओके मैम, अंडरस्टूड मैम।
है ना। तो हम 1 2 3 4 जनरली बेस्ट तरीका होता है 1 2 3 4 करके पूरी फाइंडिंग्स का चैप्टर बना। उससे क्या होता है, कोई चीज छूटती नहीं, और जब फाइंडिंग आ जाती है तो उसकी क्रक्स निकाल के हम कंक्लूजन लिखते हैं। The BPL family who belong to this category were giving the benefit of Ujjwala Yojana, but we saw that they were so poor that they could not, the affordability was missing. Though the government scheme gave them free cylinder, but they could not go for refilling, or maybe there doesn't exist the refilling
क्यों
center
उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
very near to their place, and they are not able to do it. So those are the things
रहने
we
दो
have
ना,
to
जो पहन
cater.
पहनी हो
So that is the way, that
नहीं
conclusion
लगेगी
should be
एसी
the
है वहां पे।
crux. Please don't disturb while we are having the class. Mute your mic. Karishma, mute your mic. Yes. So that is the way you write your findings. और कुछ बताओ, बताओ बच्चों. What more you want to ask?
मैम आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन।
Yes.
मैम एंटायरली न्यू टॉपिक पे रिसर्च करना ज्यादा बेटर होता है या फिर जो ऑलरेडी रिसर्च हो चुकी है उसमें ही हम कुछ रिसर्च गैप फाइंड करें, उस पे ही रिसर्च
देखो
करें?
बेटा, ये डिपेंड करता है कि उसकी सेंसिटी क्या है. कोविड-19 पे कुछ जो भी रिसर्च हो रही है वो एफिशिएंट, वो सफिशिएंट नहीं है. आई शुड यूज, वैक्सीन आ गया है, आर यू, डू यू थिंक दैट वैक्सीन इज सफिशिएंट? नहीं.
नो मैम।
तो उस पे आप उसी में और रिसर्च करोगे तो भी बहुत अच्छा है. लेकिन अभी जैसे हम लोग के पास बहुत से बच्चे आते हैं, मैम कंज्यूमर एटीट्यूड पे रिसर्च करेंगे. इफ एवरीवन विल डू रिसर्च, और वो भी ढंग से नहीं करेंगे, अप्लाइड ही करेंगे, तो डू यू थिंक इट विल कैरी एनी वेट? कंज्यूमर एटीट्यूड पे भी अगर रिसर्च करनी है तो माई वेरी वेरी small question in today's scenario is, if you are taking a data from Google form, if you are catering the consumers who are doing online shopping, or Gen Z and Gen Y, there is a difference between Gen Z and Gen Y. Gen Y are the people of my generation who still don't go for online shopping much, and Gen Z is a generation which generally believe in online shopping. Now, when we are catering Gen Z, or whenever we are taking the data from Twitter, Flipkart, or any place, suppose we are paying and buying the data from them, then do we have this generation who is only catering India? No. We have the buyers from all over the world, and the behavior change with place. बात समझ रहे हो? हमारे बच्चे क्या करते हैं, इतना आसान काम, कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर पे रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, गूगल फॉर्म भरवा लिया, कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर पे रिसर्च हो गई. इज दैट द राइट रिसर्च? वो भी सही दिशा में नहीं की. तो कोई भी टॉपिक, चाहे वो गैप एनालिसिस करो, चाहे नए पे जाओ, उसकी उसकी उपयोगिता देखो कितनी है मार्केट में. समझ रहे हो? उस, इट शुड कैरी वेट. अगर वही काम 10 लोग कर चुके हैं, वैसा ही लीक की पीठ तुमने भी कर दी, तो जब तुम किसी को अपनी चीज, अच्छा ये, अरे ये तो सबने किया, बाप ने, इसमें क्या करनी है बताइए. और वहां पे हमारे पास जवाब ही नहीं होता है. मैं क्या कह रही हूँ,
मैम
थीसिस वैसी होनी चाहिए जो अगले 10 साल कह रही हो. हाँ.
मैम ये कैसे पता लगेगा कि कितना काम उस एरिया में हो चुका है?
आजकल के तुम लोग बच्चे ऐसे बात पूछोगे, हमारे जमाने में तो हम लाइब्रेरी में बैठ के हॉन्ट करते थे. तुम लोग के पास तो गूगल पे सब कुछ है. रिसर्च के
मैम
जरा
बहुत
सी,
पेपर, मैम बहुत पेपर हैं, बहुत
तो फिर तो फिर
अनलिमिटेड।
तो फिर लेकिन उसके बाद भी बहुत सी चीजें नहीं होती है. आई वॉज वर्किंग ऑन अ पेपर, मेरी एक कलीग ने पीएचडी की थी अभी नहीं, आज से 7-8 साल पहले, ऑन मॉल कल्चर, रिटेल मॉल. उस समय मॉल बहुत ज्यादा नहीं, इस समय लखनऊ में भी सहारागंज था. ठीक है, उस टाइम की बात कर रही हूँ. ए ग्रेड, बी ग्रेड, सी ग्रेड सिटीज को लिया था, विशाल मेगा मार्ट तक को उसमें कैटर कर लिया गया था. और उसने कुछ डेटा कलेक्ट किया था, तो मेरे दिमाग में आया कि जो उसने सर्वे कलेक्ट किया उसमें ज्यादातर लोगों ने बोला कि हम मॉल से खरीदते हैं. इंडिया में उस समय मॉल या रिटेल मार्केट इस तरह का केवल ऑर्गेनाइज रिटेल 5%, 95% वॉज अनऑर्गेनाइज रिटेल. अब मेरा तो दिमाग थोड़ा फितूरी है, मैंने कहा चारू मैं तुम्हारा डेटा यूज करना चाहती हूँ। बोलिए मैम आप यूज कर लीजिए, क्योंकि उसको मैंने हेल्प की थी एंड शी रिगार्ड्स मी आल्सो एज अ सीनियर। मैंने कहा चारू मेरे दिमाग में फितूर आ रहा है, तुम्हारे पास 700 लोगों का डेटा है और ये सब बोल रहे हैं कि हम तो मॉल जाते हैं, लेकिन इसमें तुम्हारे 3-4 क्वेश्चन ऐसे हैं जिससे हम सेग्रीगेट करके निकाल सकते हैं कितने सच बोल रहे हैं कितने झूठ बोल रहे हैं। कहती मैम यू गो अहेड। मैंने नेट पे डाला, मैंने कहा क्लासिफिकेशन एनालिसिस, डिस्क्रिमिनेंट एनालिसिस मेरे दिमाग में लगाने को आया। अब उस तरह के एनालिसिस कभी लगी नहीं थी, डिस्क्रिमिनेंट एनालिसिस फॉर सेग्रीगेशन ऑफ दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग। मैंने पेपर लिखा। आई एम बैंगलोर में, वो फर्स्ट ईयर था जब डेटा एनालिटिक्स की कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई थी, तब से आज तक मेरे पास लेटर आता है और मेरा वो पेपर सिलेक्ट। मैं बहुत शांति रही कि उसमें कोई काम मिल जाए तो एक दिशा तो मुझे मिले कि मैं जो कर रही हूँ सही कर रही हूँ गलत कर रही हूँ। मुझे एक पेपर उस दिशा में नहीं हुआ, लेकिन ये सब दिमाग का फितूर है ना। बहुत जगह डिस्क्रिमिनेंट यूज होता है, लेकिन मेरे दिमाग में आया कि मैं ये पता करूंगी कि कितने लोग सही बोल रहे हैं। तो मैंने उसमें पता कहाँ से निकाला, जिन मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चंस निकाल लिए उसमें से, जैसे मॉल में महंगा पड़ता है या बाहर महंगा पड़ता है, मॉल में बचत होती है कि नहीं। तो ज्यादातर ने बोला था ओवर एक्सपेंड करके चले आते हैं। ठीक है, जब ओवर स्पेंड करके आते हैं तो रोज नहीं जाएगा कोई। जो 5 फ्रिक्वेंसी अपने आप में डिफीट हो गई, 3 4 5। तो बहुत सारे उसी में थे जहां से पकड़ पकड़ के हमने क्वेश्चन लेके सेग्रीगेट किया था। बच्ची हमारे यहाँ कुछ पीएचडी का काम कर रही है, उसका टॉपिक काफी न्यू है, जेन जेड पे कर रही है। उस दिन हम लोग बैठ रहे थे, हमें कुछ चीजें नहीं मिल रही थी, वो एक पेपर बना रही है। मैंने उससे कहा रुक जाओ बेटा, आप सोच के बताएंगे। इट डजंट नी, ये नहीं है कि एवरीथिंग आई नो, आई हैव आल्सो टू थिंक, आई हैव आल्सो टू सर्च। और उस लड़की के दिमाग में था कि हम इसी पे काम करेंगे। मेरी एक स्टूडेंट ने काम क्रिप्टो करेंसी पे करेंगे, मैंने उसको ले लिया है, शी इज नेट जेआरएफ है। उसकी वजह से मैं क्रिप्टो करेंसी, ब्लॉकचेन और सब कुछ पढ़ रही हूँ। मेरे हिसाब से इट इज वन ऑफ द इमर्जिंग रिसर्चेबल इशू इन द कमिंग सिनेरियो। उसको सबने भगा, करेंसी पे क्या रिसर्च कर लेगी, अभी कुछ है ही नहीं। हमने कहा सर आई एक्सेप्टेड है। बोले मैम आप क्या कराएंगी।
मुझे भी आपके जैसे ही प्रोफेसर की जरूरत है।
नहीं बेटा, कोई थीसिस देख के कहे हाँ एक अच्छा काम किया, यू हैव कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू द सोसाइटी। पूछो, तुम लोग कुछ पूछना है तो। Any queries from your side? Any query for your economic syllabus or for your research syllabus or from statistics, anything you can ask me. Then I say
मैम
thank you and
या मैम एक क्वेश्चन। मैम जैसे इकोनॉमिक्स में भी बहुत सारे मॉडल्स होते हैं, वो हमें अपनी रिसर्च में यूज करने होंगे, राइट मैम?
यूज करने होंगे नहीं, आप क्या टॉपिक ले रहे हो उससे रेलिवेंट क्या चीज है, you will go, you are going to use that research model.
ओके ओके।
हर चीज
तो
में ही हम यूज करते हैं।
तो मैम इसका मतलब पहले हमने अपना एरिया वो सारा काम कर लिया और उसके बाद में हम ये मॉडल डिसाइड करेंगे, या हम पहले से ही ये सोच के चलेंगे कि हमें अपनी थ्योरी में, हमें अपनी रिसर्च में किस मॉडल को यूज करना है, ये पहले से
आपका
ही डिसाइड
टाइटल
करेंगे?
ये आपका टाइटल बताएगा।
ओके मैम।
अगर आप कंजम्पशन थ्योरी पे काम कर रही हैं तो आप कंजम्पशन के ही मॉडल स्टडी करेंगी ना।
जी जी।
भाई डिपेंड ऑन इकोनोमेट्रिक्स का कोई चीज ले रही हैं तो आप उस पे ही काम करेंगी। फिलिप्स कर्व का काम कर रही हैं तो उस पे करेंगी ना।
जी
हर थ्योरी थोड़ी ना हर जगह लग जाएगी। गिनी कोफिशिएंट, अगर आप बीपीएल पे काम कर रही हैं तो आप गिनी कोफिशिएंट की बात करेंगी, आप पॉवर्टी की बात करेंगी, करेंगी कि नहीं?
जी मैम।
So it all depends upon the title and topic. Okay, thank you. All the
ओके मैम,
best.
थैंक यू।
Goodbye. Good
थैंक यू
day.
मैम।
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
थैंक यू
Thank you,
मैम।
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. रोबी सर, मैम चली गई, अब आप थैंक यू बोल रहे हैं।
गाइस कोई न्यू लिंक आएगा या यहीं पे कंटिन्यू करें?
भाई बता देना, सुनो,
नहीं है
बता
वहाँ
देना
पर,
कि
यहीं
अभी
पे
करना क्या
कंटिन्यू
है,
कर।
पीपीटी के बाद वो रिपोर्ट कैसे बननी है, ठीक है?
वो वहाँ पर उस वाले ग्रुप में है। चलो कट करो ये, बाय बाय।
हम लोग
कौन
न्यू
है,
लिंक पे
कौन
आते
है
हैं।
उस, कौन से ग्रुप में
नहीं
है?
नहीं,
आपको
न्यू
एक लिंक
लिंक पे
भेजी
आते हैं
गई
ना।
है, उसको ज्वाइन करिए।
हाँ
वहाँ
हाँ
एक
हाँ, करते
बीमार
चलिए
आदमी
करते।
बैठा है आपको स्वागत करने के
ओ
लिए।
माय गॉड, कमिंग कमिंग, बाय बाय।